Good evening, everyone. I adjust my camera here real quick. Sorry, this is kind of a impromptu thing. I thought I'd hop in here and talk a little bit about job costing tonight. This is something we have coming up inside the Million Dollar Academy tomorrow. We're going to be having a little webinar on job costing. Um, but it's so important to understand what job costing is and why you need to do it. And I'm actually going to give you a couple examples here tonight to show you. How easy it is to actually do job costing. I think many people don't do job costing because they don't find the value in it. They don't see the value in it. They don't think it's worth their time to do. And I'm going to tell you the otherwise. It is very important to do your job costing. And the biggest point that I think that I get out of job costing, one obviously is to see if you're making money on the job. We all want to know we're making money, but I like to use job costing to compare it to my estimating to make sure I'm estimating properly. Most of us have no problem figuring out, the amount of material that needs to go on the job. We know what material needs to go on the job for the most part, so we do a pretty good job on estimating that. However, the problem I see a lot of landscapers mess up, and I personally have been guilty of this, is not estimating enough time, not anticipating how much time the job's going to take. So when you start comparing your estimate to your actual job costing sheet, you start comparing those and see what you actually used and how much time things went. It helps you learn how to estimate better in the future, because everything we do is time. We basically we're renting out our time of our employees, or renting out the use of our equipment, and we're installing the material. So everything is time based. It takes so much time to put that plant in, so much time to install that patio, whatever it is, everything is time. So that is probably one of the hardest skills, I guess, to learn in landscaping industry, is to figure out how much time it is. Now, there's some industry guides out there, some production hours that are out there that are good to go off of. Best way is to get your own, but again, the point of job costing is to compare those two. And I want to show you a couple easy ways that we do it inside the academy, just to make things simple. And one of them I'm actually going to pull up is great for like lawn maintenance companies, or like services you do over and over. It could be fertilization, irrigation, those types of things, the things you do kind of over and over. And it's great to, like, if you have a residential customer you just keep going to and doing services over and over, you can basically figure out, like, and this is an easy, very, very basic way to figure out the cost per hour and see where you're at. But it is part of the job costing feature. So let me pull this up on my screen here. So let me log into the academy here. So inside the academy, we have all these courses, but let me go down to the job costing sheets. So inside the academy, we have different courses on this stuff, but we have different job reports, daily job reports, monthly job reports. So let me pull up one of these here. And this is the way we do it. We keep it very simple. Actually, it's not coming on the screen. One second, bear with me, sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. So inside the academy, we have all these different courses. And like I said, one of them is on job costing. So let's go down. Let's go down to the job costing section. And I'll pull up one of these that we have inside the academy just to kind of show you. Now, we do have a course that goes over all of this stuff here. But let me pull up this spreadsheet here. Now, in order to job cost, you have to have a way for your crews to keep track of it. And many of you are using software, which is awesome. It makes it that much easier. If you're using like Synced Up, or I know LMN, I think Jobber has something too. Let me know if you know that. Let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it. But I know a lot of software out there has it, and it makes it very simple. But again, we have to make sure we're staying on our teams to make sure they're doing it and doing it appropriately. But if you don't have any type of system out there, let me pull up my end, just one, like a job sheet that we have our teams fill out. And bear with me one second. I got to bring it over to the right. So this is the actual spreadsheet that we use in our business. And this right here is basically what we have our crews do. So they have to keep track of the material and stuff. So we keep track of, obviously, the date and stuff. But when they, at the time it takes from the load up the job, or load up in the morning, to head out, to travel to the job site, back to the job site, their lunch break, We want to know the team members are going to be out there, what time they clocked in, what times they clocked out. If sometimes people have to leave early. Then the biggest one is our material. How much time or how much material did we use? So they have to go through and put all this stuff down. Then we also want to have our equipment. So we have an equipment section down on the bottom. So when you go in here, you can actually fill this out and it'll help you calculate all this stuff out. Um, but it's so important to start having your teams keep track of it. I don't care if you do something very simple, very basic like this, or like I said, if you're using some kind of software that's even easier. I know like Busy, one of the companies that we recommend, has some job costing things built into it. So whether using it this way or old school, like the sheet we have up here, it's just an easy way to keep track of your stuff. So then once you have that, we have to have a way to keep track of it. And this is another one I'll get to in here in a second. Um, so in the academy, then we have a monthly job report. So now we have all this stuff, documented. We have our crews documenting all the material, the times in and out, what they're doing. We want to make sure we're having some kind of system to put it in to make sure. Got to get on the right screen here. We have to have some kind of way to put it in so we know what we actually made on the job site. So on this form here, we can actually put in, the job's name. We can put in the dates and all that good stuff. But the most important thing is, let me zoom so you can see, is estimated man hours versus the actual hours. So we can pull up, the sheet that the crews fill out. They can put in, what they actually did. So we put in, how many man hours it is, what the actual, what they actually did and what the estimated was. And it starts calculating out all this types of stuff. We can put our labor cost, our material cost, all that stuff. And it's going to help you figure out what you're made for gross profit off this. Again, it's all part of the job costing process. And what I do is that I start looking at these jobs. And then the biggest thing, like I said, is looking at, okay, our estimated man hours, we'll say for this example is, I don't know, we'll say 50 man hours, but our crews are continually coming in at, 60, 65 man hours. They keep going over what we're estimating. Okay, well, then I look back at myself and say, okay, well, I estimated this much time and I keep getting it wrong. I need to bump up how much time I'm thinking it's taking to do the projects. And, whether you break it down for each, per square foot or per plant or however you break it down, we can change our estimating based off of that stuff. But the only way you could do that and understand and know it correctly is by keeping track of it. And I know, again, some of you are thinking, man, that's too much work, Scott. I don't have time to sit down and do this, let alone, everything else I got to do in my business. Well, can you have somebody else help you do this? We had our crew foreman do the other sheet. They had to fill that out. Perhaps you can have somebody spend a little bit of time to putting this stuff in there. When they get done every month, they go through here and start putting all this stuff in there. There's always another way. You can hire a virtual assistant. It could be somebody that, like, this stuff's very simple. So you can even have somebody, a high schooler or somebody else do these types of things. There's other ways to do it, but again, you have to make the time to do the job costing to ensure you are bidding your jobs correctly. Otherwise, you're just guessing. I was talking to somebody earlier inside the academy today, and I said our goal is to make money on every single job, not just I won some on this job and I didn't win on this one. I'll make it up on the next one. That's not our goal. Our goal is to make money on every single job. But again, there's no way you can do that and track that unless you're doing some job costing. Now, I did say earlier, I have another one up here for you that you can do. And this one is great for lawn maintenance or repetitive services. So let me get this up here. So this one here, way it works is you can basically go in and, you just type in the person's name. So we'll say we've worked at Smith's residence and we worked a total of, and this could be done monthly, it could be quarterly, however you want to do it. But let's say we'll do this monthly and, we worked a total of, I don't know, we'll say 180 hours in this project, and we bid the job out. And for that $180, we bid the job at $3,500. So it'd probably be more than that. It'd probably be like $5,500. Then we go do another job, and we'll just say, Holchan, we worked 220 man hours, and we had a total revenue of, we'll say, $8,700. So you can start seeing it breaks it down 39.55 per hour, 30.56 per hour. But let's get into another one. Let's say we have another one that's Thomas, and we worked 140 hours, and we did that one for $8,500. You can start seeing it starts totaling some of these things up here. And what this does is you start going through putting your clients again. It could be your lawn maintenance clients. It could be your fertilization clients, whatever it is. You can start putting these things in here, and it starts breaking down in just a rough, rudimentary way of the cost per hour, labor hour. So you can start seeing, okay, well, Smith, and I'm only getting $30.56 per hour, but Thomas, I did $60.71 per hour. So we've made more money on this one probably than the Smith. And you continue doing this, and you start putting this list together, and you start weeding out customers, and you start getting this huge list of I'm just making up names here, but just to kind of show you. Start going through, and you can see it starts breaking down some of these totals on things, and we can start looking at the customers that we don't want anymore. It keeps So, Thomas, we did really good on, but the Smith one, we did not do very good on. So we can start looking at our customers in a different manner and saying, well, I'm that $30.56 per hour. I'm not making any money on that. That's not real good. The Mulchan up here is 39.55. That's not real good. But Thomas, I did $60.71. My Sorry, it's not adjusting correctly here. I have to mess with that. But again, the whole point is like, look, Molchan's not real good. Smith's not real good. Maybe I need to consider getting rid of those customers, or figuring out or letting them know that I have to increase my rates. If you have to charge $50 an hour for you to make money, and you're only charging $30.56, you're losing money every time you go do that job. So maybe that customer is not a winning customer. Maybe we need to start getting rid of some of those customers. But this is a very simple way to start putting in and figure out whether it's a good customer or not. But this again is part of job costing. And let me know, are you guys doing job costing on every single job, or do you have a goal of trying to do a couple a week? Let me know in the chat area. I'd love to see what you guys are doing, because again, there's no other way to compare what you've done with what you estimated. That's the only way to kind of to compare the two and see where you're at. Job costing does more than just seeing if you are making money. I mean, of course, we want to know we're making money. That's the whole point of everything we do. We're not doing this as a hobby, but we have to understand what our costs are and what we're estimating, compare those two, and see, okay, yes, I need to continue doing this way, or no, I need to change. But if you just keep doing the same thing over and over, not doing your job costing, you're just guessing. So let me know in the chat session, are you guys doing job costing? If so, what are you doing it by hand? Are you doing it with a piece of software? I'd love to see what you are all doing. But tomorrow, just so you know, we are hosting a live webinar inside our paid academy, where we're actually going to take a little bit deeper dive and show you some of the breakdowns and some of these types of things, just to give you a better idea on how to do it and some ways to simplify it. And I would love to have you guys in there. It's you have to join the Million Dollar Academy to get into it. But it's going to be a great time. Afterwards, we have a little Q&A session to answer any questions about it, or answer any questions about business in general. And I'd love to have you guys in there. But these are the kind of things that we have inside the academy. We have all kinds of different spreadsheets and things done for you. Actually, pull up the academy here just to kind of give you a quick run through, just so you can kind of see. We just finished up having our numbers course here a few weeks ago, and that was awesome. We had a lot of great people in there that went through and able to get all their pricing done and figured out exactly what they need to charge for their labor, for their equipment, and to make sure they're covering their overhead. There was no more guessing. With our system, your bottom dollar. You know how low you can go. When you go out to the customer's house and give them the price, and they're like, "Oh, I have somebody down the road that can do it for a few $1,000s cheaper. Can you match it?" Well, you can look at your system and know No, I'm sorry, I can't. This isn't the lowest, lowest I can do. Um, but there's no other way, no other system out there that allows you to do this and know your bottom dollar. You can adjust, your profits up and down to what you want, but if you go below that break even point, which we show you in there, you're just going to end up losing. So let me just show you inside the academy just a couple things that we have. Just if you're not familiar with the academy, we have all kinds of different things in there, courses, video courses in there to help you. Like this one, this section's on know your numbers. Let me pull that up on the screen. So this one's on know your numbers. We have stuff on reading your financial statements, labor burden, average wage, and we give you all the videos. We have the videos on there, the spreadsheets to help you figure it all out. Go back in there, equipment costing. This one was such a huge eye opener for many people that joined us on the numbers course. They got to see what it actually cost them for their equipment. One person that left a testimonial was very shocked. I forgot what it was, but it was like $7,000 or $8,000 for his fuel for his truck. He was just blown away. He didn't realize that's how much it cost for fuel, and everything is going up in fuel. And if we're not charging our customers for that, it's just coming out of our profits. And that was a huge eye opener for many people that was in the numbers course and got to see all that stuff. We go into overhead budgeting, what productions hours are and how to use them. That's the replay from the video. And then we have the different estimating systems in there. So we have all kinds of different things. We have daily crew rate calculators. This one, a lot of people like. I'll pull this up just to kind of show you. This one here makes it very simple to put together what you need to charge for your crew based on your numbers. So this one allows you to basically come in here, put your crew size in. So if you have a crew of 3, you worked 8 hours a day, and I'm just making up some numbers here, but let's say our average wage of labor, in which we figured out, we'll say is $32.45. We'll say our total billable hours are, we'll just say it's 8,000, and our total overhead was, let's say 210,000. So you start putting some of the stuff in here and it starts breaking down the cost very simply. Now we can start throwing in some equipment. So we'll just say a truck, and it comes to, I don't know, we'll say $8.98 per hour. It's used for the same amount of time, 8 hours. So now we can start seeing very quickly, we need to charge $72.58 per hour for that crew with that truck. We know exactly what we need to charge. For that crew that day, we need to charge $1,741. So we make it very simple for you. We give you all the tools inside the academy to make it very simple to find out what you need to charge for your crew. We break it down, show you your direct field labor, direct field or equipment costs, overhead costs, and what your net profit is. You can easily adjust your desired net profit. So if you want to make 20%, you can put in 20%. You only want to make 5%, you can put in 5%. And you can see how quickly it makes those changes inside here. So that's just one of the examples we have inside the academy. Go back to there. Sorry, I have many windows open now. But again, we have all these different things. We have stuff on marketing. We have stuff on sales. Pre-qualifying customers. We have stuff on system procedures. This is a big one that we have inside that many people like to get into, is understand. We have all these done for you procedures. You can see all these right here that we have that you can take, download, and start implementing in your business right away. We have checklists that are in there. Checklists are a very simple way to make sure your crews are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So we have all these checklists in there, job site evaluations, snow stuff for trailers, tools, all kinds of different checklists that are available for you to download and start using in your business. So again, these are just some of the simple ways we have inside there to, oh, somebody had a question here. So Scott, could your job costing sheet that has 3 columns, client's name, total hours, and final, add a column that is a job description? Yeah, you can absolutely. You can definitely add stuff in there if you wanted to, just so you can kind of see. Let me pull it back up just to kind of show you. Sorry, my system's a little slow with this. So this one here is, I think this is what you're talking about. The client's total labor hours, revenue. Yeah. So this one, yeah, we can actually, if you want to add another column in there, we can actually add another column. Very simple. If you want to keep track of what that job is, and that's actually a good idea to kind of see. But this is just kind of a quick, like I said, rudimentary way to kind of see what clients to keep, what clients you shouldn't keep. We've gone through this with some of our academy members just so they can see which clients they need to get rid of. They were going through and seeing, we figured out they needed to make, I don't remember exactly what it was. We'll say it's $55 an hour. They knew they needed to make $55 an hour. So they're able to go through here and say, okay, well, the Mulchan's only $39.55 per hour and Smith's $30.56 per hour. Those two had to go. We had to, they had to make a decision to either increase the customer's rate or they had to get rid of the customer. And they ultimately got rid of the customers. And I know many of you are like, I can't get rid of customers. I need that money. What's the point of doing the job if you're losing money? This is something that we have a hard time grasping sometimes. But if we continue to do that job and we're losing money, what's the point? It's not a hobby. This is our business. This is our livelihood. This is how we feed our family and take care of continue to take care of our customers, take care of our employees. And if you're going out to do that job and you're losing money, why are you doing it? Unless that's going to give you something big on the back end. But again, you're just hoping and crossing fingers that's what's going to happen. When I do a job, I want to know that I'm making money, at least some kind of money or breaking even. So this is one easy way to do it. And again, job costing is the only way you can really do that. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. Again, we're talking about job costing and how you can actually use it in your business to compare, what you actually estimated versus what you actually happened on the job site and figure out, do I need to adjust my estimating of time? Do I need to work on my crews? Do I need to get my crews better trained and become more efficient? Do I need to give my crews more information so they know what to do in the job so they're not standing around the job? Whatever it is, doing the job costing helps you analyze jobs a lot better than just kind of guessing and hoping. And you actually have to do it. You actually have to take the time to look at the data and analyze it. What can you do and how do you justify things? Sometimes things happen. We've had rain, it's been sloppy. The guys are just trying to get the job done because you're pushing to get the job done. So yeah, sometimes things are slow and but you have a justification for it. If you're not doing the job costing and not looking at the data, you're just guessing. And I don't like to guess. I'd rather have something behind it so I can make a good judgment, but I don't want to guess. I want to have the data and the facts behind it. So let me know if you have any questions about job costing. It's something that, again, I can't stress the importance of doing, and whether you're using some kind of software, you're doing it by hand, whatever it is, find a way to do it. There, you can go again, hire a VA to somebody to do this stuff and put it in the spreadsheets if you have to, send them a copy of the job reports that the crews did, then have them fill out the spreadsheet for you. And as long as you're making it very simple, you can find a VA very, very cheap to do that type of thing. You can, again, hire a high school student to do this stuff, whatever it is, there's a way to figure it out and make sure you are doing it properly. So let me know if you have any questions about that. But other than that, guys, I just wanted to hop in real quick and just share with you some of the things that I really recommend that you start doing in your business to make sure you're making money on jobs. There's no other way out there to do it without this. So there's no other questions. Hope to see you guys in the academy tomorrow. Those are the members that are watching. Can't wait to see you there. It's happening 4 p.m. Central Time. We'll be going over the job costing, some of the job costing sheets, some of the things we have inside the academy. Actually, I never did share that with you, the estimating sheet. Let me pull that up real quick. One last thing here, guys, and I'll get out of your hair. So this is our estimating sheet. But the nice thing is once you put all your information in here, I'm not going to go through it all tonight, but this estimating sheet makes it very simple for you to do an estimate. Literally, we had a customer or a member tonight go through this, and within minutes, we're able to give them a price. But this is our very simple way to do the job costing. It pulls you from the estimate that you did, tells you your man hours, material, labor, and all that stuff. Then you actually have to go in and put in what the materials you actually used, what your actual labor cost was, what your equipment, what it used, how much time was used on, what the cost per hour is. And it's going to tell you up top here in the this area, let me zoom in. It's going to tell you what you actually made in the middle. So you can see, oh, that I made money or I didn't make money, or I lost money on my man hours or materials, whatever it is, it's going to help you tell you that stuff. So um, actually, I'll just fill this up here so you can kind of see. And I'll just say plants just for today. And say plants were $1,600. And employee one, and they actually did, I don't know, we'll say 12 man hours here, and employee two, and we'll say 16 man hours. And the equipment, we had a truck. It was there for 8 hours, and the cost was, I'm just making a number here, $8 per hour. So you can kind of start seeing it calculates out up here. Okay, we estimated it at 25.45 man hours. We actually did it in 28. So we went over 2.55 man hours. Our materials, oops, I forgot to put the quantity in there. So our materials was 1792 is what we estimated, but the actual was $1,600. Our label is $499. We actually cost us $549. So we lost $50 on that. Our equipment is 326. Our actual is 64. I probably didn't do that enough. But you can start seeing, okay, our sales rate was this, what actually was our gross profit, what we actually made. We did good because we didn't have equipment really on the job like I should have had. But you can start seeing our markup was 58%, 87% is what we actually did. We estimated at 36% gross profit. We actually came in at 46% gross profit. So you can see very simply how we do that inside our estimating systems we have inside the academy. It makes it very quick process to do. Again, you have to be doing this on every single job. I don't care if you're doing lawn maintenance, fertilization, irrigation, landscaping, whatever it is, you need to be doing job costing. It's the only way you're going to know where you stand with your jobs. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys so you can see what we have and how simply it can be done. And again, I don't care how you do it. If you get it done, whether you're having your kids do it, your VA do it, or a high school student, somebody else do it, make sure these things are getting done and compare the two that way. And then you can start looking at the data and seeing what happened, where it went right, what went wrong, and make the better, judgment. Do I need to adjust my estimating? Do I need to do better training? Whatever it is. So again, guys, get in there, get it done. Nobody's going to do this stuff for you. You have to make it happen. So again, hopefully you guys check out the Million Dollar Academy. We have all kinds of stuff in there that can definitely help you grow your business. If you're wanting to learn your numbers, want to know these numbers, how to figure all this stuff up, we have this all available inside the Academy, step-by-step process with all the calculations done for you. It's basically just a plug and play type system, so we can't make it any easier for you. We had a lot of great people that went through our numbers course here, a few weeks back. Had a ton of great things, ton of great questions in there. We are planning on doing the numbers course again. The price is going to go up because it's a lot of work for it, but the price is going to go up, but it's definitely you'll make it up easily with a few jobs. So, all right, gang. Well, I appreciate your time here tonight. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to post any more questions in the chat session. Hope to see you guys in the academy, and you guys have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.